Let's take a look at the chart action for Cardano. All right, so here is what I'm looking at. We're on the 4-hour time frame right now, and here's what I was looking at in my last video. We had resistance, 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 basically this trend line pushing us to the downside. I was thinking until we break this trend line going to the upside, then I'm thinking it's pushing us down. I had a limit order set at 105. We came and wicked down to around 106. I didn't hit my limit order down here, but I was also looking at around 125. That was my other limit order from right here. So I think in general, if we could break this trend line going to the upside, it looks like we're kind of testing it right now. Looks like we're breaking it a little bit. Then I think when the next level we'd be looking at is maybe something right here, sitting around 138. There's a little bit of resistance, something like that. And then the top over here is something like 158. So let's see what happens if we could come up to this level right here. We also have this 180 moving average. This is a little bit lower. This is one sitting around 1.30. So let's see what happens at 130, and then at like 138, and then at, let's see if we could hit 158 in general. If we zoom out a little bit more though, let's go to the daily time frame. We're still watching this trend line pushing us to the downside. We have resistance right here, resistance right here. We're watching this downtrend, something like this. Until we break this bigger downtrend going to the upside, then I'm going to be still kind of skeptical, but maybe we could break this first trend line right here, push up, and then maybe retest this one, and we'll have to wait and see what happens if we break through it, or if we get rejected or have resistance or whatever. Like I said, I'd probably be targeting this level right here, sitting at around 152. Kind of lines up with that trend line. If we can continue this momentum pushing to the upside, first level would probably be 138, then around 152. If we delete everything, we also have this 9 moving average on the daily time frame right here. It looks like we're coming in to test it. This is sitting at around 121. So I think if we could break around 121, I think we're going to get a nice little move, and we'll probably be able to hit this one just because of this 9 moving average. Usually when we break these 9 moving averages, we get a nice little candle going to the upside. So let's see what happens. Either we get rejected, or we're going to get a nice little candle going up. So yeah, let's see what happens at that level right there around 122. Something like that. But I do like the way we have this trend line and we are testing it right now. The other thing I was looking at, let's go to the 4-hour time frame. This is what I was looking at before the video. Let's set up this real quick. We have this trend line pushing to the downside, and then we also have support right here, support right here, support right here. Kind of looks like a falling wedge a little bit, something like this. So I mean, this pattern looks pretty good. In general, falling wedges are usually bullish patterns. So I mean, yeah. And for a falling wedge, I would target the previous resistance level, something like that, just like I was talking about. So this looks pretty decent. As long as we could break this going to the upside, is if we could keep this momentum pushing up right now that we're breaking this uptrend. Let's go zoom in a little bit. We're on the 4-hour time frame. We have support right here and support right here. Let's draw a trend line, something like this. So until we break this trend line going to the downside, I think we can kind of look at it as support and maybe look for previous resistance levels, maybe something like this, maybe something like that. Like I was saying though, if we go back to the daily time frame, in general we're in a downtrend, so might want to be careful in general. I think if we break the daily 9 moving average, that'll be a good sign. And then if we go to the weekly time frame, let's delete everything again. Look at this 9 moving average on the weekly. Looks like we're getting a little bit closer to that 9 moving average right here. I think if we could once we break above this 9 moving average, then that's going to be a much better signal. Look what happened right there. We broke above it. In general, just being on top of this 9 moving average is a lot better than being below it. Right there, we went below it for a while. This one is a little bit bigger. So yeah, let's see what happens. But in general, this weekly moving average, breaking it, that'll be a nice bullish signal. Let me know what your analysis is or your price targets below in the comments. If you have any questions, check out my Discord. If you want to support the channel, join my Patreon. And if you're new to trading and you want to learn how to get started, check out this playlist right here. It's an intro to trading view and help you get started. Alright, I'll see you again in the next one. Thanks for watching.